A very good day to you. Welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jadil Cabrera here for our usual political conversations to build this country. As we're progressing with William Ruto's administration, the president, these conversations are very simple, truthful, and biased, with Prof putting them across in a hard-hitting way. How are you doing, sir?
Wonderful.
Today's conversation is about the state of the nation. So much going on. I mean, if you listen to the Energy Committee meeting that went on yesterday with business registration services, they're saying, look, we have this independent power producing company supplying electricity to the distributor KPLC, and they're selling 5 times more than Kenyan. The shareholders, the company owners are not even known. You look at this state of the nation when it comes to electricity. This is what is eating so many people's minds, how to pay these bills. What do you think about this? Is the chairperson supposed to be fired? He doesn't know these companies. Who owns them?
Yeah, I heard them hiding in digitals, what, blah, blah. You know, we keep inviting anarchy. People get annoyed. Let me tell you something. And this is directed at the established political leadership of this country. They will make Kenyans get a rank outsider, some madman, and make him president. If they continue the way they are doing, both sides, both opposition and government, if they continue these things they are doing, that we cannot be told who are these people who went into these crazy contracts that are making the cost of production in this country so high. Because once you have your fuel, diesel especially, as high as it is in this country, you have electricity costing what it costs. In the past, I don't know how many months, just a couple of months, electricity has gone up by about 67%.
Yeah.
And you still say you want to create jobs. Which jobs are you creating?
Where do we
Who's going to produce things? Factories cannot afford this kind of tariffs.
You told me you think there are even companies stealing electricity.
Yeah, now then they also just steal, bypass the meter. I challenge them. Nobody has come to me to tell me they have done anything or they are denying.
How do you
they know it is true.
How do you deal with this nation if you are the president? Because you listen to some of the things that look so crazy and they are happening in this country.
Yeah, but it's why we are beginning to have stupid things like the things you are seeing in West Africa. People stop things of coup. I mean, a military coup is something laughable. But that's where people want to take the continent to.
When the leaders are not doing their jobs right.
These are stupid things. I mean, how can you... If you don't want to reveal these people, fine. Maybe there are people we should fear.
Yeah.
Then why don't you just call them one day to a meeting somewhere and tell them, now this is no longer tenable. So let's just cancel all these contracts. Let nobody say they will take us to court. Because since what to Kangwa, they will be roasted.
All of them.
Everybody will be roasted. Including
the president,
of course.
If he'll be part of them.
If the country goes into turmoil, well, so hasn't he been roasted? People are getting mad. Every passing day, Kenyans are getting mad and mad and mad. And the moment the Kenyans get to a point of saying, all these people are the same, either we shall have a violent revolution or a revolution, whether violent or not, or Kenyans can teach them a lesson in 2027, 2032, whatever, some point. They just tell these guys, Ruto ka kando, Raila kando, Kalonzo ka kando, Mudavadi, all of you stay aside. Tokeni, they just get a madman and make him president. And within a week, all these things will have ended. 1 week.
Is Ruto doing his job well when it comes to communication, at least? Because you see him transversing the country.
There must be the voice of the president. The president is not just the head of government. The president is the head of state. He's the one man that gives hope to the country. The whole nation expects him to be on their side. People expect him to be on their side.
And this is why...
To come through for them.
Yeah.
And when people are such animals, like the ones who are making electricity this expensive, that whether or not they supply electricity, you will pay them anyway. Use some of those provisions in the contracts. They're crazy. What Magufuli said, only a madman can sign it. So people cannot believe, like what's happening in Eldoret. Parents are crying. People sold land to take children to in a scheme to take them to Canada and Finland. Sold animals. They are only saving. And then non-individuals, not shadowy figures, you can say 1, 2, 3 people, they are known and they are there, breathing with blood and flesh. And the parents have been crying all this time. People expect the president to say something. That's what it means to be a leader of a country.
Then I would ask you this, in Moi's time we used to say, at least, Baba wa Taifa. Are you seeing this with President William Ruto? A man you can look up to and say, we have someone at the top who's a symbol of national unity.
That's what we need.
And brings hope to the people.
We may not need the Baba wa Taifa kind of thing during Moi. Because mkulima number 1, mfanyikazi na everyone now. No. Baba na mama ni kila kitu KANU hapana. But at least you want to go to bed as a Kenyan knowing you are safe. When things get out of control, somebody can come through for you. When a whole lot of people in Eldoret are being fleeced by known individuals, county officials, with the names, and they are walking, and they are putting on suits and ties and going to the office. This is not a case that you can tell people go to court. People will expect to hear the voice of the president. Now, this thing of electricity, he doesn't need to say in public. No. He can just call Chirichiri, Minister in charge of energy, and tell him, look here, this is no longer tenable. These are things that will bring the country down. Because Obama was here and he said as much. He said, you don't look at these small people and you think they are stupid. When they see you driving all these big vehicles in Nairobi, they know it is the fuel running this is from their taxes. When they see these vehicles, they know most of it you have bought with stolen money. I'm paraphrasing. You may not have said exactly that.
Yes.
But that's what I got myself, which to me is what is true. Don't think people are stupid.
I want to know, when it comes to communication, I think this was my question. You see him transversing the country, making promises and of course telling the people what he has done every single day, I believe, telling boda people tunaleta ya stima. This is what he's doing. Is this the symbol that we ought to see now? Because there's also Azimio's side giving him a headache, If he doesn't talk to them, protests in Arudi. President, is he leading right?
What the president needs to do is to go easy. And I've said it. But people who should advise the president, they don't want to tell him the truth. This is one president who will have it so easy. People love Ruto. What's the problem? Let him just do the right thing. And he will not even campaign for. I don't see anybody contesting against William Ruto in 2020.
I've seen Kanchori's here.
Nobody can. So I don't know why is Americans say if it end broke, don't fix it. I don't know why the president is trying to chase after problems and they are not there. He's so eager to put off fires that he's lighting himself. Yeah. He seems to enjoy putting off fires. So when they are not there, he lights them up. He puts them on him. Anawasha moto. Ili apate nafasi ya kuzima. What is wrong with the president? What is bothering the president?
What is wrong with the president? You can't ask that because Raila has been giving him trouble since he took over.
Raila has somewhere to hold because the president is not doing what he should do. Sasa, let us start with electricity. Your topic was about electricity.
Yes, the state of the nation too, yeah.
If the president were to do the right thing about electricity, it will come down by about 60-70%. Say 60%. When Kenyans see that, would it have an effect in other sectors, especially production sectors, industrial sector, factories and so on? Will it not create employment? Won't Kenyans see? If he looks at the oil industry, there are also contracts, Kenya Pipeline, blah, blah. Many of these contracts and many other things, the deals that are going on, deal matenda funny, he knocks them down. Diesel goes down from 180 down to 120. What would Raila say? Raila will just go to Kamkunja and he will get 10 people. They just beat stories with those chokoras, then he goes back home. Yeah. So I don't understand why the president is so worried about non-issues. There are no issues in this country.
Then if you look at the cost of living, starting with the energy sector, CS Chirichiri, look at agriculture, CS Linturi.
Everybody's cutting deals to make money.
And then we look at the president. Should we blame the CSs or should we tell the president, crack the whip?
We don't blame anybody, but we ask the president, don't ruin your legacy for nothing. Don't allow people to use government to cut bills to make billions. During Kibaki time, Kibaki was sworn in on the 30th of December 2007. And then there are a few days, a few weeks, months with the post-election violence and the settling of the same. And then the National Accord government. No, that was 2007. I'm saying
2002.
2002, 30th of December. Let me tell you this. Before June of 2003, hitherto poor people were already billionaires. Within a year, the Kibaki administration had produced billionaires. The Grand Mullah has been saying the Uhuru government created $4 billionaires. He could be right, he could be wrong, but he's not very far from the truth. Grand Mullah. 4 cabinet ministers, cabinet secretaries, dollar billionaires. Let me tell you, the way things I'm seeing, the deals people are cutting in this government today, by December this year, the Ruto government will have created many billionaires.
In dollars?
Even dollar billionaires. They will be within 1 year. So I would urge the president, please, don't allow people to use government to cut deals, to move from paupers to billionaires. Don't allow it. And those who are cutting those deals, my advice to them is read the book of, I don't know what it's called. Listen to Solomon. It's all vanity.
The cliches.
When you get to my age, you begin to see things differently. The things we all die to do, they are useless. They amount to nothing. There are billionaires in this country who have died. Nobody even remembers their name. People fight over your property. Lawyers have a field day. What? A 60-year-old man comes to say that you are his son. That the dead man was his father. 60 years. Like the one was saying Kibaki was his father.
Yeah.
Another 50-year man saying Timama was his father.
Yeah.
You know, when you die.
Yeah.
So the one wanapigania is a billion. Now, when you are busy stealing these billions at the cost of Kenyans, you think the billions really are very important.
If the president gets a chance, if he gets some time to watch this show,
yes,
what should he do after watching this show?
He should listen to me. Stop lighting fires. You have the easiest sale. Because the opposition is so disorganized, they can't offer you an opposition. These are not people who can oppose a government.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to tell them, they are not. So why is the president worried about people who can't oppose a government?
You're saying that about Raila now?
And it's not necessarily Raila.
He's the
Raila
opposition
has done
leader.
so much for this country. As a man I highly regard and respect.
But they don't have
But
the
I'm
structure.
saying they don't have the organizational power to scare government. Their campaigns, whether it was 2022 or this mass action, lacks 2 ingredients. And that's why, I don't know why Ruto is worried. These guys have no structure. And that's why they didn't become president in 2022. These guys have never had money or have never used money. That's why they didn't win the election. Win in quotes, whatever you want to do it. Put it quote, don't quote it.
Let's say that's why they're not in power.
That's why they're not in power. This mass action cannot go here because they are not structured. And they don't have resources. So why is Ruto worried about people who have no structure, organizational structure, and they have no money? How can they worry you?
So your message is stop lighting the fires.
Don't. These are small issues if I'm the president. I just stay in, I don't even move around the country. I just stay in State House, Harambee House, and I work for the people of Kenya and do the right thing. And then occasionally invite Raila for a cup of tea. Naambia mzee tukunywe chai. Hii nchi ni yetu. Wacha tungoje 2027 tuone. Kama nitakunyorosha ama utaninyorosha. Simple. And I want to be very serious. That there are no fires for the president to put off. The president is lighting the fires himself.
Maybe a good place to wrap up. Thank you so much for tuning in. The president is lighting the fires, President Ruto. No one is going to compete with you. You are ahead, that at least from Herman Manyora, political analyst and commentator. Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely weekend. See you on Monday.